Have you ever wondered why some people command respect without demanding it, while others lose respect, even when they try desperately to earn it? Here is the truth. The way you treat people reveals the strength of your character more than the position you hold ever will. Respect is not weakness. Respect is power under control. It is the ability to recognize the value of another human being, even when you disagree with them, even when they cannot help you, and even when nobody is watching. If you want to become a person of influence, begin here. Learn how to honor people. Imagine a man who walks into a room and immediately begins talking about his achievements. He interrupts conversations, dismisses opinions, and believes his title makes him superior. People may obey him for a while, but they will never truly trust him. Now imagine another person with less authority, who listens carefully, speaks with wisdom, remembers people's names, keeps promises, and treats everyone with dignity. Which person would you follow willingly? That is the difference between authority and influence. The first gold rule is simple. Respect the person before you judge the person's position. You do not have to agree with everyone to respect everyone. You do not have to approve of every decision to recognize someone's humanity. You can correct behavior without destroying dignity. You can establish boundaries without becoming cruel. You can say no without becoming disrespectful. Some people think respect must be earned before it is given, but mature character begins by giving basic respect freely and allowing deeper trust to be earned through consistent behavior. Think about the people you meet every day. The cashier who serves you, the employee who works beneath you, the child asking you a question, the elderly person moving slowly, the stranger who cannot give you anything. Your treatment of them reveals who you are when there is nothing to gain. Never measure someone's worth by their usefulness to you. A powerful life is not built by stepping on people. It is built by lifting people while you rise. The moment you understand that every person carries value, your conversations change, your leadership changes, your relationships change, and eventually your entire life changes. Respect everyone, because character is watching even when nobody else is. The second gold rule is this: listen before you respond. Many people are not listening when you speak. They are simply preparing their next sentence. They are waiting for an opportunity to interrupt, correct, defend themselves, or prove that they are smarter. But genuine respect begins when you become willing to hear what another person is actually saying. Listening does not mean agreement. Listening means attention. Think about how powerful it feels when someone puts their phone down, looks at you, and gives you their full attention. You immediately feel that your words matter. That person has communicated something without saying it. You matter enough for me to stop and hear you. Now reverse the situation. Imagine sharing something important while the other person keeps checking their phone, looking away, interrupting, or changing the subject. You may finish speaking, but inside you feel invisible. Never underestimate the power of making someone feel heard. There was once a young leader who believed he had all the answers. Whenever someone approached him with a problem, he immediately offered advice. One day, an older mentor told him, "You cannot lead people you refuse to understand." Those words changed him. Instead of rushing to answer, he began asking questions. Instead of assuming, he began listening. Instead of controlling every conversation, he created space for others to speak. His influence grew because his listening grew. When you listen, you discover information pride would have hidden from you. You learn what people fear, what they value, what they need, and what they are capable of becoming. A wise person listens not merely to respond, but to understand. So practice this today. When someone speaks, do not immediately reach for your phone. Do not prepare your defense while they are talking. Do not interrupt because you think you already know the ending. Let them finish. Then think before you answer. Your patience may communicate more respect than 100 compliments. Remember, people often forget your exact words, but they rarely forget how you made them feel. If you consistently make people feel heard, valued, and understood, you create an atmosphere where trust can grow. And trust is the foundation of every meaningful relationship. Listen to your spouse. Listen to your children. Listen to your employees. Listen to your friends. Listen even to the person who disagrees with you. You may discover that the person you are trying to correct had something you needed to learn. The third gold rule is to control your words. Your mouth can build a person or break a person. It can create courage or create fear. It can heal a relationship or destroy years of trust in a few seconds. That is why mature people do not say everything they think. You may feel angry, but anger does not give you permission to become cruel. You may be disappointed, but disappointment does not authorize humiliation. You may have more knowledge, but intelligence does not give you the right to make someone feel stupid. There is a difference between speaking truth and using truth as a weapon. Imagine a teacher correcting a student. One teacher says, "You are useless. You never get anything right." Another teacher says, "This answer is wrong, but I know you can learn it. Let us work through it together." Both teachers identify a mistake, but only one protects the student's dignity. That is leadership. When you correct someone, correct the behavior without attacking the identity. Never tell a person you are a failure when what you really mean is you made a mistake. A mistake is an event. It is not a permanent identity. This principle becomes especially important when you are angry. Anger can make intelligent people say destructive things. Then, after the emotion disappears, the words remain inside another person's memory. Before you speak, ask yourself 3 questions. Is it true? Is it necessary? Can I say it without unnecessarily damaging someone? If the answer to the third question is no, wait. Silence is sometimes wisdom. There will be moments when someone provokes you. They may insult you, misunderstand you, or deliberately push your buttons. Your greatest victory may not be proving that you can defeat them. Your greatest victory may be proving that they cannot control your character. Anyone can react. A disciplined person chooses a response. Do not allow another person's bad behavior to become the architect of your character. Speak firmly when necessary, but remain honorable. Set boundaries, but do not become abusive. Defend yourself, but do not become what you are fighting. Your words are seeds. Every conversation plants something in the mind of another person. Some words produce confidence. Others produce insecurity. Some create peace. Others create resentment. Therefore, become careful with your vocabulary. Say thank you. Say please. Say I appreciate you. Say I appreciate you. Say I was wrong. Say I am sorry. Say you can do this. Sometimes the most powerful words you can speak are not impressive words. They are simple words delivered with sincerity. Respect people with your language, especially when you have the power to hurt them. The fourth gold rule is to respect boundaries. Respect is not simply about being polite. It is also about knowing when to step back. Every person has emotional, physical, mental, and personal boundaries. Mature people do not force themselves into spaces where they have not been invited. Some people believe love gives them unlimited access. It does not. Friendship does not erase boundaries. Marriage does not erase boundaries. Leadership does not erase boundaries. Even family relationships require wisdom and respect. If someone says they need time, give them time. If someone says they are uncomfortable, pay attention. If someone says no, do not treat their answer as an invitation to negotiate endlessly. A respectful person understands that another human being has the right to make decisions about their own life. This does not mean becoming distant or uncaring. It means recognizing that love without respect can become control. Think about a parent who constantly tells an adult child what to do. The parent may believe the behavior comes from love, but if every decision is questioned, every choice criticized, and every boundary ignored, the relationship slowly becomes suffocating. The goal of influence is not control. The goal is empowerment. You can advise someone without commanding them. You can warn someone without humiliating them. You can express concern without taking ownership of their entire life, and learn to respect your own boundaries too. If you constantly allow people to disrespect you, manipulate you, or consume your energy, eventually resentment begins to grow. You cannot genuinely respect others while constantly betraying yourself. Healthy respect works in both directions. There are moments when you must say, "I cannot do that." There are moments when you must say, that behavior is not acceptable to me. There are moments when walking away is wiser than continuing an argument. Do not confuse kindness with unlimited access. A strong person can be compassionate and still have boundaries. A peaceful person can be firm. A loving person can say no. Your boundaries teach people how to interact with you. But remember this, boundaries are not weapons for controlling people. They are principles for protecting healthy relationships. Respect people's space, time, choices, privacy, and individuality. And when someone establishes a reasonable boundary with you, do not automatically interpret it as rejection. Sometimes a boundary is not a wall against you. Sometimes it is simply a door that teaches you how to enter respectfully. Learn that difference, and your relationships will become healthier, calmer, and stronger. The fifth gold rule is to never judge people by appearances. You do not know the entire story behind a person's face. You may see someone struggling financially and assume they are irresponsible. You may see someone who is quiet and assume they are arrogant. You may see someone who made a terrible mistake and decide they are permanently worthless. But you are looking at one chapter and pretending you have read the entire book. Human beings are complicated. People carry wounds you cannot see, battles they rarely discuss, and dreams they may not yet have the courage to pursue. Respect requires humility, because humility admits, I do not know everything about this person. Imagine meeting a young man who arrives late to work repeatedly. It would be easy to label him lazy, but perhaps he is caring for a sick parent every morning before coming to work. The behavior still needs to be addressed, but understanding the story changes the way you address it. This is why wise people ask questions before making conclusions. You should hold people accountable, but accountability without understanding can become judgment. There is another danger, comparing people's journeys. You look at someone else's success and think they had an easier path. You look at their confidence and assume they never struggled. You look at their achievements and forget the years of failure that came before them. Stop comparing your backstage with somebody else's highlight reel. Respect means allowing people to develop at different speeds. A seed does not become a tree overnight. A child does not become mature in one day. A beginner does not perform like an expert. Give people room to grow. That does not mean ignoring dangerous behavior or excusing harmful actions. Wisdom knows the difference between understanding a person and approving everything they do. You can say what you did was wrong while still believing you are capable of becoming better. That distinction can transform lives. Some people change because someone finally saw more in them than their worst mistake. Perhaps you can become that person. Look beyond appearances. Look beyond status. Look beyond education. Look beyond wealth. Look beyond mistakes. Look for character, potential, effort, and humanity. And remember that you also need grace. One day you may be misunderstood. One day you may make a decision that people judge without knowing your circumstances. So give people the same mercy you hope to receive. Respect does not require blindness. It requires wisdom, patience, and humility. Before you label someone, learn their story. Before you reject someone, understand their struggle. Before you judge someone, remember that you are also still becoming. The sixth gold rule is to give credit generously. Insecure people are threatened by the success of others. Secure people celebrate it. If someone helped you succeed, acknowledge them. If someone taught you something, thank them. If someone worked behind the scenes, recognize their contribution. You do not become smaller because you recognize someone else's greatness. In fact, your ability to celebrate others reveals the strength of your own identity. Imagine a manager whose team accomplishes something remarkable. An insecure manager says, I made this happen. A wise manager says, my team made this possible, and I am proud of them. Which manager will inspire greater loyalty? People want to work with leaders who notice their contribution. Recognition is powerful because human beings have a deep need to know that their effort matters. You do not always need money to reward someone. Sometimes say their name. Sometimes write a message. Sometimes thank them publicly. Sometimes tell them privately, I saw what you did, and it mattered. Never become so focused on your own destination that you become blind to the people helping you along the road. Think about your life. Who encouraged you when you wanted to quit? Who believed in you when you doubted yourself? Who taught you something valuable? Who opened a door? Who gave you another chance? Do not forget them. Success becomes meaningful when you remember the people who helped you reach it. But there is another side to this rule. Do not steal credit from others. If someone has an idea, acknowledge where it came from. If someone did the work, do not pretend you did it. If someone deserves recognition, give it. Integrity means telling the truth, even when the truth does not make you look impressive. You do not need to appear like the smartest person in every room. Your confidence should allow other people to shine. A mature leader creates opportunities for others to become visible. And when someone succeeds beyond you, celebrate them instead of secretly competing with them. Their success does not reduce your potential. The world is not a single chair where one person must sit while everyone else stands. There is room for many people to become excellent, so become generous with encouragement. Become generous with appreciation. Become generous with compliments that are sincere. Become generous with opportunity. When you help others rise, you create a legacy larger than personal achievement. People may forget the position you held, but they will remember the people you helped become stronger. Respect is not only about how you treat people beneath you, it is also about how genuinely you celebrate people beside you and above you. The seventh gold rule is to practice respect when you disagree. Anyone can be respectful when everything is going their way. Character is revealed when someone challenges your opinion. You will meet people who think differently, vote differently, worship differently, work differently, communicate differently, and make decisions you would never make. If your respect disappears whenever someone disagrees with you, then your respect was never really respect. It was agreement disguised as kindness. You must learn to separate the person from the opinion. You can challenge an idea without attacking the person who holds it. You can say, "I strongly disagree," without saying, "You are stupid." You can defend your position without humiliating another human being. This skill is becoming increasingly important because disagreement is everywhere. Families disagree, teams disagree, friends disagree, leaders disagree, communities disagree. The mature person does not ask, "How can I destroy this person?" The mature person asks, "How can we understand this difference?" Imagine two business partners discussing a major decision. One believes they should expand immediately. The other believes they should wait. Instead of turning the conversation into a battle of egos, they examine evidence, ask questions, and search for the strongest decision. They discovered something important. Disagreement can produce better thinking when respect remains present. Do not be afraid of disagreement. Be afraid of arrogance. Arrogance assumes you cannot learn from anyone who disagrees with you. Wisdom remains curious. Maybe you are right. Maybe they are right. Maybe both of you are partially right. Maybe there is a third answer neither of you has considered. That is why respectful disagreement can become an opportunity for growth. And when the conversation becomes toxic, know when to stop. You do not have to win every argument. Some arguments are not worth your peace. Sometimes the strongest sentence is, "We see this differently, and I respect your right to think differently." That is not surrender. That is emotional maturity. Remember, your goal is not to prove that you are superior. Your goal is to become wiser. If someone can challenge your thinking without destroying your character, you have developed strength. So listen to opposing views. Ask questions. Clarify assumptions. Control your emotions. Speak truthfully. And never use disrespect as evidence that you are right. A correct idea delivered with arrogance can still damage relationships. A difficult truth delivered with humility can open a door. Learn to disagree without becoming enemies. That is one of the clearest signs that your character has grown beyond your ego. Now take these 7 rules and move from knowledge to practice. Respect the person before judging their position. Listen before responding. Control your words. Respect boundaries. Look beyond appearances. Give credit generously. And disagree without becoming disrespectful. These principles sound simple, but simple does not mean easy. You will be tested. Someone will insult you. Someone will ignore your effort. Someone will disappoint you. Someone will take credit for something you did. Someone will cross a boundary. Someone will misunderstand you. And in those moments, you will have a choice. You can react from your wounded ego, or you can respond from your developed character. That choice determines who you are becoming. Think of character like a muscle. You do not build it by talking about strength. You build it through resistance. Every difficult person becomes an opportunity to practice patience. Every disagreement becomes an opportunity to practice wisdom. Every insult becomes an opportunity to practice self-control. Every misunderstanding becomes an opportunity to practice communication. Every position of authority becomes an opportunity to practice humility. This is how respect becomes part of you. You stop asking, "How should I act?" You begin living from the person you have chosen to become. Imagine a leader who understands these principles. When employees make mistakes, the leader corrects them without humiliating them. When someone succeeds, the leader celebrates them. When disagreement appears, the leader listens. When anger rises, the leader controls the tongue. When boundaries are established, the leader respects them. People naturally trust that kind of person. Why? Because consistency creates credibility. Anyone can perform kindness for a day. Character appears when respectful behavior becomes a pattern. So begin with small things. Look people in the eye when they speak. Say thank you. Apologize when you are wrong. Give people credit. Keep private matters private. Do not mock people's weaknesses. Do not use someone's vulnerability against them. Do not treat service workers as invisible. Do not confuse confidence with superiority. Do not confuse leadership with control. And never forget that every person you encounter is carrying a story you may never fully know. Your life will become richer when you stop asking only, "What can this person do for me?" Start asking, "What value can I bring to this person's life?" That question changes everything. Respect is not merely a social skill. It is a leadership principle. It is a relationship principle. It is a character principle. And ultimately, it is a decision. Choose it when it is easy. Choose it when it is difficult. Choose it when nobody rewards you. That is when respect becomes real. There is a deeper reason these rules matter. Every person you meet is influencing the world in ways you may never see. A small act of respect can travel farther than you imagine. A young person may remember the teacher who believed in them. An employee may remember the leader who treated them with dignity. A stranger may remember the moment you helped them when everyone else walked past. A child may build their future confidence because you listened when nobody else did. You may never know the full impact of your behavior. That is why respect should not depend on applause. Do good because it is right. Speak with dignity because it reflects your character. Listen because people deserve to be heard. Give credit because honesty matters. Respect boundaries because freedom matters. Disagree respectfully because wisdom matters. There was a man who spent years chasing success. He built a career, gained recognition, and collected achievements. But eventually he realized something painful. He had accomplished many things while damaging many relationships. People admired his success but avoided his presence. Then he began rebuilding. He learned to apologize. He learned to listen. He learned to appreciate people. He learned that being important was not the same as being valuable. That realization transformed his life. Do not wait until you lose people to learn how to value them. Do not wait until a relationship breaks to learn how to communicate. Do not wait until your team leaves to learn how to appreciate them. Do not wait until your children become distant to learn how to listen. Do not wait until your reputation is damaged to learn the power of your words. Start now. Look around your life and ask yourself a difficult question. Who feels respected because of me? Not who respects you. Who feels respected because of you? That question changes the direction of your thinking. Maybe there is someone you need to apologize to. Maybe there is someone you need to thank. Maybe there is someone you need to listen to. Maybe there is someone whose boundaries you need to honor. Maybe there is someone you have judged too quickly. Do not let pride prevent growth. You cannot change yesterday, but you can change what happens next. Your character is being written through ordinary moments. Every conversation adds a sentence. Every decision adds a paragraph. Every reaction reveals another part of your story. So write a story worth remembering. Become the person who makes others feel seen without making yourself smaller. Become strong enough to remain kind. Become confident enough to listen. Become wise enough to disagree respectfully. Become disciplined enough to control your words. And become mature enough to understand that true greatness is never measured only by how high you rise, but by how many people become stronger because you are there. Now I want you to imagine the person you could become if these 7 rules became your lifestyle. Imagine walking into a room where people trust your presence, not because you demand attention, not because you threaten people, not because you have the loudest voice, but because your character has become undeniable. People know that you will listen. They know you will tell the truth. They know you will keep confidence. They know you will keep confidence. They know you will give credit. They know you will respect boundaries. They know disagreement will not make you cruel. They know their weaknesses will not become weapons in your hands. That kind of reputation cannot be purchased. It is built slowly, decision by decision. You may not become that person overnight, but you can become that person one conversation at a time. Tomorrow morning, someone may test your patience. Remember the first rule. See the person before the position. Someone may interrupt you. Remember the second rule. Listen before reacting. Someone may say something offensive. Remember the third rule. Control your words. Someone may demand access to your time. Remember the fourth rule. Respect boundaries, including your own. Someone may make a mistake. Remember the fifth rule. Correct the behavior without destroying the person. Someone may accomplish something you wanted. Remember the sixth rule. Celebrate them instead of competing with them. Someone may strongly disagree with you. Remember the seventh rule. Defend truth without destroying dignity. This is how principles become power. You do not need to wait for a perfect environment to practice respect. Practice it in traffic. Practice it at work. Practice it at home. Practice it online. Practice it when you are tired. Practice it when you are frustrated. Practice it when you are frustrated. Practice it when you have authority. Especially practice it when you have authority. Because the true test of character is not how you treat someone who can benefit you. It is how you treat someone who cannot give you anything. That is where motives are revealed. Never underestimate the influence of ordinary kindness. One respectful conversation can prevent a relationship from breaking. One sincere apology can reopen a closed door. One encouraging sentence can keep someone from quitting. One moment of patience can stop anger from becoming destruction. One decision to listen can make someone feel valuable again. Your life is influencing people whether you realize it or not. The question is not whether you have influence. The question is what kind of influence you are becoming. So choose to leave people stronger. Choose to leave them wiser. Choose to leave them respected. Choose to leave them encouraged. And when you make mistakes, because you will, do not hide behind pride. Own them. Learn from them. Repair what you can. Then continue growing. The goal is not perfection. The goal is maturity. And mature people understand that respect is not something they demand from others. It is something they demonstrate through their own character. So here is your challenge. For the next 7 days, do not merely listen to these principles, live them. On the first day, practice listening. Give someone your complete attention without interrupting. On the second day, practice your words. Before responding in anger, pause and breathe. On the third day, practice appreciation. Find someone whose effort you usually overlook and sincerely thank them. On the fourth day, practice boundaries. Respect someone else's space and protect your own without guilt. On the fifth day, practice understanding. Before judging someone's behavior, ask yourself what you might not know about their story. On the sixth day, practice generosity. Give credit to someone who deserves recognition. On the seventh day, practice respectful disagreement. Have one difficult conversation without attacking the person. 7 days, 7 choices. 7 opportunities to become different. But do not stop after 7 days. Turn the practice into a lifestyle, because your future relationships will be shaped by the character you build today. Your future leadership will be shaped by the habits you practice today. Your future reputation will be shaped by the way you treat ordinary people today. You cannot build a powerful life with a weak character. You cannot build lasting influence through arrogance. You cannot create healthy relationships through control. And you cannot expect respect from others while constantly giving disrespect. Everything begins with you. Take responsibility for your reactions. Take responsibility for your words. Take responsibility for your attitude. Take responsibility for the atmosphere you create. You cannot control every person around you, but you can control the person you become. That is your power. And perhaps that is the greatest lesson of all. Respect does not mean allowing people to walk over you. It does not mean staying silent when something is wrong. It does not mean agreeing with everyone. It means maintaining human dignity while standing firmly on your values. It means becoming strong without becoming harsh. It means becoming confident without becoming arrogant. It means becoming successful without becoming superior. It means becoming influential without becoming controlling. That is real maturity. That is real strength. That is the kind of character that survives changing circumstances. Positions change. Money changes. Titles change. Popularity changes. But character travels with you. When everything else is removed, people will remember how you made them feel. They will remember whether you listened. They will remember whether you kept your word. They will remember whether you respected them when you had power over them. So build a reputation that does not need constant explanation. Become trustworthy. Become humble. Become disciplined. Become respectful. And remember these 7 rules whenever you enter another conversation, another workplace, another friendship, another conflict, or another season of life. Respect is not merely something you give. It is a reflection of who you have decided to become. Now the decision is in your hands. You can finish this message, feel inspired for a few minutes, and return to the same habits. Or you can take these 7 rules and allow them to change the way you walk through every relationship. The choice is yours. When you meet someone tomorrow, remember that you are not meeting an obstacle. You are meeting a human being. When someone disagrees with you, remember that you are not facing an enemy. You are facing a different perspective. When someone makes a mistake, remember that you are not looking at a failure. You are looking at someone who is still developing. When someone succeeds, remember that their victory does not steal yours. Celebrate them. When someone establishes a boundary, respect it. When someone speaks, listen. When you become angry, control your tongue. When you receive credit that belongs to someone else, give it back. When you make a mistake, apologize quickly. And when you have authority, use it to develop people rather than diminish them. This is how you become a person of lasting influence, not by demanding that people respect you, by becoming respectable, not by forcing people to listen, by becoming worth listening to, not by making people afraid, by making people feel safe enough to become better. There is a difference between being feared and being respected. Fear can create obedience. Respect creates willing cooperation. Fear may keep people around temporarily. Respect creates loyalty. Fear can control behavior. Respect can transform character. Choose respect. Choose dignity. Choose wisdom. Choose self-control. Choose humility. And when the world tells you that kindness is weakness, remember this. Anyone can become cruel when they are hurt. It takes strength to remain honorable. Anyone can shout. It takes discipline to speak calmly. Anyone can judge. It takes wisdom to understand. Anyone can demand attention. It takes character to give attention. Anyone can take credit. It takes integrity to share it. Anyone can disrespect an enemy. It takes maturity to maintain dignity even in conflict. That is the standard you should pursue. Do not measure your growth only by money, achievements, followers, or applause. Measure your growth by your reactions. Are you calmer than you used to be? Are you more patient? Do you listen better? Do you apologize faster? Do you judge less quickly? Do you respect boundaries? Do you celebrate others more genuinely? If the answer is yes, you are growing. And if the answer is no, begin again today. You are not trapped by yesterday's behavior. You can choose differently. You can become different. You can build a different reputation. You can repair relationships. You can strengthen your character. So walk forward with purpose. Treat people with dignity. Protect your peace. Speak with wisdom. Lead with humility. And make this commitment. Wherever I go, whoever I meet, whatever position I hold, I will leave people with their dignity intact. Now take these 7 rules into your life. Practice them. Share this message with someone who needs it, and come back for the next lesson that can help you build a stronger character, stronger relationships, and a stronger future.